G'day everyone. Recently I've just been able to get the a6400. Now I got this to be able to do some vlogging and things like that, and it seems to be a really great camera for that. You can use the onboard microphone, but if you're in areas where it's quite noisy or if it's a little bit windy, it's just not going to work. So what you have to do is to use something like this. And this is one of the Rode microphones, which I really like. Great because this doesn't need power. But the problem is that if you try and put this onto the actual camera itself, I'll show you, and then lift the screen up, well then you just can't see the actual monitor. So that's one of the issues with this system. It just doesn't work. And so I've been looking for a solution out there that will help me actually solve this problem. And I came across a thing that SmallRig do. They've just developed a new cage. And the new cage is really good because what it does, it lets you mount the actual microphone. Let me just take this one off. It lets you mount the microphone on this side, but there's still not really enough room just with the cage alone if you do want to use something like this with a dead cat on it. So that can be a real issue. So you can buy just the cage and then buy just the hot shoe adapter, and that will give you the ability to just put the microphone there, but you can still see that it is still a bit in the way. So what SmallRig did, they brought out a new adapter that actually comes out from the side of the cage. There's two versions of this. There's one which just connects to the hot shoe, which I'm going to get, but this is more in a cage one. I wanted to get the cage one because I also want to use a monitor on this, and therefore I've got the stability. I don't have to put that into the hot shoe. But I love this new solution that they've done that has this little adapter that sits out from the side up here, and it just puts the microphone off to the right hand side of the camera, and it just gives you a bit more room for allowing for this dead cat that you can put on here as well. So let's have a look at how this whole system works. So I'll get the stuff out, show you how it looks, and then we'll put it together and I'll show you how it looks on the camera. Okay, so this is the actual unit itself, the way it's shipped. They come in these small boxes. Everything's quite well packaged actually. So it is from a company called SmallRig. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I paid for this out of my own money. There's a really good special on at the moment if you pre-order these before they start their full shipping, and it's almost 50% off. It's amazing, the prices. I'll put the links down below anyway for you. But let's have a look what we get in this. So we've got a couple of things in this. SmallRig are really good because they do give you all the Allen keys and screws and everything that you need, and I'll explain what these are going to be used for in a minute. This is the actual little adapter that you can sit on the right hand side of the camera that lets you use your microphone off to the right hand side, and then this is the cage itself. So let me get rid of that box. Now the cage is really nicely made. Like it's extremely light, which I love. It must be aluminium. I really like the finish on the way they curved and things like that, because it sort of fits into the camera very well. And you've obviously got all these mounting points that you can use as well. They're all over the place. Another thing I absolutely love is that you get this little magnetic adapter that you can obviously do the camera up. And so you're never going to lose that because it is on quite firm with the magnets that's there, and that's a genius idea. I've never seen that before. Now let's put it on because we'll have a look at how it looks when it's actually in the camera. So let me see if I can get this on. So it fits really snugly, and then what I'll do is I'll just start this off, and then you just get this little adapter that's out here, and then the magnetic adapter, and then just screw that in. Now, one of the good things about this is that then if you ever need to take it off, I'm always hunting for something to undo these things. Well, you know it's just there magnetically, and like I said, it holds on quite well. Now before I show you that, you also have to take off your little things that you attach a strap onto. I always take them off anyway because they're a nuisance and they jangle and make noises when you're shooting video, so I always like to take them off anyway. So I have taken them off, but the reason why you have to take at least the right hand side one off is that there's a screw in here. Now they've done that because if you don't screw it in, it can move a little bit around in the body. So what they've given you is they've given you this little adapter here. or little screw with its own Allen key. So I'll just take that out, make sure I don't lose it. And then all you do is put that into that, let me just turn this around, put that into the hole there, and let me see if I can screw this in. Now that just gives it stability, because now what it does is it won't move sideways, which is the thing that you're worried about if that happens, because you don't want any movement at all with the camera there. Now there was one thing that I also left, but I think I left it at home, was there is an adapter, and I may show that quickly when I get home. I'll just film it or something, but there is an adapter which will go on this side that you can use to hold your HDMI ports in and things like that. So it's a little small adapter that fits onto this side as well. But the cage itself fits really nicely. You can see how it's got that curved handle, and in fact it actually feels nicer to hold that than to be using it without it. And you can see here that it's really it's fitting well. Very, very well made. You've got access to all of your controls here, so everything's available to you. Nothing's in the way. Like I said, I think it actually feels very, very nice. So that's the cage itself. You can also open up the battery compartment as well if you want to get the battery in and out, so there's no problem there, as you can see. So that worked well. You can get the card out as well. Very easy access to everything that you need. So, and like I said, the ports are there. Now, if you want to then still use the screen, well, obviously you can. It's still there. Now, the only thing I have noticed is there is a very, very small sacrifice. This does take a fraction away from your screen that's sitting up the top. So there is a very small amount, but it is really small. So I'm willing to live with that as long as I can use the microphone, and I'm quite comfortable with how that looks. But let's look at this other part, because this is the interesting thing that I wanted to show you, is this little adapter. Again, it all comes with the bits and pieces that you need. So let me just take this out and I'll show you. So it comes with this little part. You've got its own Allen key, and then two of the screws that will go in. Now they're going to go into this section up here. So if I hold that onto there, now you'll notice too that it shows you which way you slide your things in, like your microphones and stuff like that. So let me just see if I can put one in. And then we'll tighten that down. Oops, we always have trouble with these things. So that's one in. Let me grab the other one, the other screw, put that in. It really is a genius idea, and like I said, if you don't want to use this, well then you could take it off, but I used it this morning because I wanted to try it before I showed you guys, and it really doesn't get in the way, so I don't mind leaving it on. So that's the thing itself. So you can see here that it's not getting in the way of anything I'm holding. In fact, it sort of supports your hand up here anyway, so I quite like it. Like if you were going to shoot video, anything where you get a little bit of extra support on these smaller bodies can be really handy to use. And like I said, that does give you a little bit of extra support as well. Now, the genius of this system now is that what I do now is I just put this into here, tighten it up, and then obviously I can bring this around to this side and put in the microphone, which I'll show you like that. Now the great part now is that if I'm using the screen like this now, you can see that it's completely out of the way. So it's a really great solution, and I think it's fantastic that SmallRig have come up with something like this so fast. Like I said, there is another adapter that will be coming out that just connects to your hot shoe and then comes out to here, but I'm pretty sure that it doesn't come out as wide as this, so this may be a better solution if you're using something like this dead cat. I mean, if you take the dead cat off, it's not going to be such a big issue then, because it is way smaller if you're looking at it like that. But you know, if you're dealing with a little bit of wind or something like that, well then you want something like the dead cat on there to take that wind away. So you need that separation from this side from the monitor, particularly if you're doing vlogging. But let me know what you think about that. Like I said, I've also got a HDMI adapter that will connect onto the side down here that holds the HDMI port in, because being these are mini HDMI, they are liable to come out. And that's one of the problems as well if you're dealing with those. So having that mini HDMI connector is very, very useful. And then you have got other mounting points as well. If, like I said, if you want to mount other things on, particularly if you want to mount a monitor and stuff like that, you can just have a cold shoe mount put onto these as well. But I'm really happy with this. Really happy for the price that SmallRig have put this out for. I think I only paid $30 odd, which is incredible. I believe it goes up quite a bit soon once they start shipping it. So if you did want to get one, you may want to get in fairly quickly. Let me know what you think about this in the comment box down below, and I'll see you all soon in the next video. Bye for now.